Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Overwatch Weekly. I'm a little sick still, so just bear with me here, but not a ton of stuff to talk about today. Really four stories that I'm going to be talking about, so let's jump into it with the first one, which is that yesterday, the 11th, we got a new patch, and the biggest highlight with the patch is, of course, Busan, the new map that we had on the PTR already, but we now have it live, and it's a control map with three parts: Sanctuary, Downtown, and Mecha Base. So I will read the little blurb on the patch highlight. Travel to Busan, South Korea, and battle for control across three distinct locales within one map: Sanctuary, Downtown, and Mecha Base. Explore the serene setting of the sanctuary, surrounded by an ancient temple, beautiful gardens, and historic architecture. Clash in the bustling metropolis of downtown, where players will fight across a busy PC bang, flashy karaoke bar, and central light rail station. Just watch out for the train. And contest for position in Mecha Base, home of South Korea's frontline defense against the Guishin Omnic attacks, D.Va, and the rest of the Mecha Squad. So that is the main thing added in this patch, but also one other thing, which is the Hero Gallery filter. So now when you're in the Hero Gallery, you can filter things out. So if you want to know whether or not a skin or a cosmetic or whatever is from an event, or it's from the Overwatch League, how rare it is, and if it's unlocked or not, you can do that now in the Hero Gallery. Next, we have a couple general updates and hero updates. The first general update is that they've added visual outlines to make allies visible through walls. So that's pretty nice. It also fixed a bug that would cause some weapons that fired multiple shots at once to inconsistently deal critical damage. Doomfist's hand cannon, D.Va's fusion cannons, Genji's shurikens, Reaper's hellfire shotguns, and Torbjorn's rivet gun. So those characters all kind of got a buff slightly. Next we have Ana's biotic rifle, where they increased the precision of the relative aim sensitivity while zoomed slider. This can be found under Options, Hero, Ana. So that's good if you're an Ana main and you need more sensitivity for the relative aim. For Brigitte, her shield bash now knocks down and gets knocked down by other charging targets. Examples being Reinhardt and Doomfist. I would assume that would also mean if you shield bash another Brigitte, you'll get knocked down. With Reinhardt, hit a huge batch of, I guess, like, upgrades to Earth Shatter to make it work a little bit better. It now consistently hits enemies near walls. It no longer hits enemies that enter the damage cone after the wave has passed that area. It no longer damages enemies behind barriers blocking it, even if the barrier is later dropped or destroyed, and it always travels up inclines and around the payload. And finally, Widowmaker has two little changes. One is to the grappling hook. It now retains momentum when used on environments or structures without a ledge, for example, walls. And with Widow's Kiss, same thing with Ana. They increased the precision of the relative aim sensitivity while zoomed slider, and that can be found under Options, Controls, Hero, Widowmaker. So Options, Controls, Ana, or Options, Controls, Hero, Ana, Options, Controls, Hero, Widowmaker for the relative aim sensitivity while zoomed slider, if you want to change that. So that's that. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the BlizzCon virtual ticket. Now, what is the virtual ticket? So the virtual ticket is basically, if you can't go to BlizzCon, you can get the BlizzCon virtual ticket, and you'll get all of the loot from BlizzCon in your game. And today, later today, they're doing the reveal for what will be for the BlizzCon virtual ticket, as well as just the normal BlizzCon loot. So if you go to BlizzCon, you'll get it. If you go to BlizzCon, or if you don't go to BlizzCon and get the if you cannot go and you want to get your loot, then you can get it through this virtual ticket, and they will be revealing all that today. I'm just drawing a blank here as to what I'm trying to say, but that is what is going on with that. So So let's move on now to the next story, which has to do with the Overwatch World Cup. This past weekend, the Los Angeles stage concluded with the United States and Canada as 1 and 2 coming out of the group. They played a really good game on Sunday. If you would like to watch that, you can go to the Overwatch Twitch account. I'll link to it in the description if I remember. But I'm making a note to myself to remember. But this weekend coming up, we have another group stage, which is in Bangkok. It is the Thailand group stage. So who is going to be playing here? Well, let's start with the team that is hosting. It is Thailand. So Thailand has Titawat from Mega Esports, Rocket from Mega Esports, Oputo from Mega Esports, Sayajin God from Xavier Esports, Padifan from Xavier Esports, Pannies, who is not on any team, and their sub is Mickey of the Dallas Fuel. Next we have China, who has Crystal from T1W Esports Club, Gyuxiu from LGD Gaming, Yveltal from Lingan Esports, Sky, formerly of the Shanghai Dragons, Late Young from Contenders China on Team CC, Leave, who's not on any team, and Shy from LGD Gaming. From Australia, there's Trill of Blank Esports, Huss of Blank Esports, Punk from Darksided, Yuki from Darksided, A Kraken from Sydney Drop Bears, Custa of the Los Angeles Valiant, and their sub is CKM from Blank Esports. Next, we have Sweden, which has Reinforce, an analyst for the Overwatch League. You have Manitin, formerly of the Florida Mayhem. You have Tavik, currently of the Florida Mayhem, one of the few players they actually have left. There is Chip Sayan, who used to be on Dallas Fuel and no longer does. There's Sharp, who is on GGEA in Contenders North America. There is Luddy, who is on Angry Titans, and the sub is Snillo of the Philadelphia Fusion. Next we have Team Spain, which is Line Pro, who's not on any team, Harry Hook of the Dallas Fuel, Networks, Popey Fresh, Toxican, Bromus, and the sub is Dak. And none of them are on any teams at the moment. Neptuno was supposed to be on the team, but I think something came up for him and he is not going to be playing, which is a huge blow to Spain, and I think that might be a problem for them. Then we have Denmark, the final team. On Denmark you have Kellex of the Boston Uprising, Shax, who is not on the team, Nerfed DD, who's not on the team, Ding, who's not on the team, Fischer, but Fischer of GGEA, Danny of Young and Beautiful, and Naga, who is not on a team. That is the sub. So that is your Denmark team. The talent team, we have some Overwatch League people. We have Zoe, we have Bren and Sideshow. Jake of the Houston Outlaws is doing it, along with ZP, Achilleos, Wolf Schroeder, and Mika Burton. So that is our talent team for the Thailand stage of the Overwatch World Cup. So let's move on now to the next and the final actual story this week, which is that the 8 teams that we'll be getting in the Overwatch League for Season 2, the new official expansion teams, have officially been announced by the Overwatch League. So, I mean, I've talked about most of them. Atlanta and Gwangju had an official announcement, but there's 6 other teams that did not get officially announced until right now. And I talked about 4 of those. I did not talk about 2 of them. So, the 6 teams, other than Atlanta and Gwangju, are Chengdu, China, Hangzhou, China, Paris, France, Toronto, Canada, Vancouver, Canada, and Washington, D.C. in the USA. I did not talk about Chengdu or Vancouver, to my knowledge. I think those are the 2 I didn't talk about. So, there's a whole article down in the description that you can read about Some of them have had signings, and they've announced them just right off the bat, and they've said we've signed these coaches. They haven't announced any player signings yet. And there's rumors that Washington D.C. has Wizard Young as their head coach. I know Toronto has officially announced their coach. I think Atlanta has officially announced their coach as well, or there's a rumor about it. It's all kind of up in the air. But there's a link in the description if you want to read about all of the different owners. We don't have any team names, logos, rosters, anything of that sort. So we will not have any of that until probably October. That's when we got all that stuff with Season 1. So that's what I would say. Probably until October we won't have any of that information. But I will link in the description as well to the Overwatch League player tracker. Just, I'm gonna keep posting that until I feel like it's not going to be necessary to post anymore. If it doesn't get updated at all in a week, I probably won't post it. So it was last updated yesterday. So if I don't see anything, if that is the length of time, then next week nothing's added to it, then I won't post it. But that's what I'm looking at with that. But that's everything. That's everything there is to talk about. Wasn't a ton of stuff this week, but I'm gonna end this video off here. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out. Comment down below what you think the BlizzCon loot will be for Overwatch this year. But I will see everyone in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Sayonara.